There you go, maybe.
It's all gonna work.
It's been that time. What's up with you?
All right. Quiet on the set. We're going live. No, we're not yet. Okay.
I'm not getting any. Why am I not getting anything? I'm not gonna keep alive. Well, let me. Let me. Oh, that won't let me go live.
All right. Well, we gotta go.
Why? What is such a difficult?
Welcome to Metaphysical Meanderings with Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hargraves. Lana's been a practicing psychic for 25 years and has gifts of clairaudience, clairvoyance, and clairsentience. She's an empath, a medium, as well as a pet communicator and a health advisor. This week we discuss awakenings, and you can have more than one. Isn't that interesting? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm still trying to get my TikTok to work, and it won't work, and I do not know why. But anyway, I guess I'm not on TikTok today. I guess I'm not supposed to be on TikTok today, so I guess that's why it's okay. But yeah, I gotta get used to this new schedule. It's just been hard to get used to right now. So
Well, if you want to go back to Saturdays, we can go back to Saturdays.
Well, I might end up. I don't know. I'm just having, it's like I get it out of the way and then it's done. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But like I can't figure out. It says you can't connect, and I'm like, oh well. Anyway, well, so
Who knows? It is what it is.
it is what it is. You're right. So anyway, well, what I'm doing is I'm talking about awakenings because I have so many people right now talking to me about it, and the reason that's why I'm here because. Hey guys, hi, some of hi Emma, hi Panta. Okay, so yeah, so what I'm gonna do is talk about what's up with it because everybody because I do about 15 readings a week or so, sometimes 20, sometimes more. But overall, every single person that's come to me has been kind of like, well, I'm having an awakening, and what's going on with me? Or like I've had two people just this week that have come to me and they're like, well, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? And I'm like, well, are you having an awakening? Yeah, no, I already had my awakening. And I'm like, well, you're probably like going up another level. So I'm going to go over this so you guys remember what's going on with you guys. All right. Because I just got so many people that, that's just flooring me that I can't get, I don't even know what's going on. Huh. Oh, well, anyway, so busy week for me. So busy week for you.
Always, crazy week.
Yeah,
we're
crazy
in
week.
the amongst moving and everything else.
Oh, yeah. You moved in yet?
No, the close got pushed back. It was supposed to close tomorrow, but for whatever reason, it got put back.
It got put back. Huh? Okay, well, alrighty.
Yep.
So, wow, I know I get it. I'm next week. Okay, so next week, Sunday, I don't know if I'll be remote. It's my birthday, so it's that magical number that I'm turning 55 and putting in for my retirement. So,
nice.
But and then the week after that's Christmas, and the week after that's New Year's. So I don't know where we're going to be and what we're going to be doing. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? But so anyway, I'm getting back to awakening. So I'm lighting candles as we speak. I just felt like I needed to today. Can I light candles in here?
Yeah, go for you. Want to light a candle? Light a candle.
Go for it. Okay. Notice that we have a different setup now. So I noticed that. I made the comment that I felt that it was kind of like dogs playing poker, but it's okay. So it did remind me, you guys were playing. I watched you guys one day, and some of you guys were playing cards, and I said, "Oh, look, it's two dogs playing poker on a painting," you know. So yeah, but anyway, so getting into this, we're going to be talking about all of it, how to deal with some of this, because there's so much energy, and the energy is, how do I describe this? Okay, it's really intense right now because of some of the major planets going direct also. Okay. So, hey, James. So what's going on is we have Mark. See, there we go.
There it is.
See, there you go. That was my phone. So they're trying to get me already. That was by a client. Back to what I was saying. So for your awakenings, do not expect it to go, oh, wow, I'm awake. Let's go. Let's do this. It happens in spurts. Okay. You may make a little progress and then you might go down. And it's more like this. Okay. It's not, it isn't even like this. I'm telling you, you're going to have dark nights of the soul, guys. And it's going to be like all over the place. Okay. So, you know, just letting you guys know that. All right. So anyway, so I can't see the screen.
That's okay. I got it for you.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Can't quite see it. So, all right. So, first thing, all right. Some of these things like happening and they're like, I had somebody say to me, man, last week, like they come to my house actually. And well, what's up with me? I have a really, really bad headache. And I'm like, that could be part of what's going on with you, a part of your awakening, you know, because the planets there's like 4 direct planets right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it very much could be that it's pushing you forward. Okay. Yeah. So some of the things that, you know, maybe you're in an awakening again. Hi, Anna. So you might be again in an awakening. So I'm going to put some stuff on here. Okay. So first of all, you know something's off. You don't know what it is, but you know something is off. Now, you're kind of like, it may feel physical, it may feel mental, it may be like brain fog, but you know something's wrong, or something's different somehow, some way. Okay, that's your awakening. Now, I've talked about this before, but like I said, I've never covered the fact that you don't go like this. It goes up and down and up and down. And so some of these other things is your values might change. Okay. Your social circles might change. You may, all of a sudden you can't, some of these people that are phony, like, have you ever had an aha moment where you see right through somebody and they've been friends with you for a long time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, holy moly, why was I friends with them? That's part of an awakening, guys. How many, I know I've had several.
Well, so 2020 was a 4, right? That year was a 4. Now we're in a 5, right? Yes. And you said back in 2020, if I recall, that's everybody, that's the awakening. Everybody, the great awakening was like, woo, right? Yeah. So is it now that people are at the end of this year, right? As we're at the end of this year, is that energy now starting to weigh too heavily on people?
Oh, good God. Kind of, it could, because, 2020, December 21st, 2020, at the age of Aquarius started. Okay. Can you have, Anna, so we're talking about, can you have more than one awakening? That's exactly what the name of the program is today.
That's right.
Yes. Because it's in spurts. Now, this year was your year of change. Like you became aware of what was going on in year 4, which was 2020. 2021 is the changes you needed to make to get you from where you're going.
Yeah.
Now, the next year coming in is a 6. The 6 is going to say it's all about you, your home, your family, and making your own self happy. So if you notice, everybody that you're talking to is doing that. Talk to people.
Well, look how many people have left their jobs.
Yep.
Just across America alone, right? Just across America alone, because they're like, wait a minute, I'm not happy.
Exactly. Yeah. So, it kind of all feeds into it. And I had a really, really good idea because like it occurred to me, like I had a little bit of an aha moment recently. We've got the whole generation of kids have extreme anxiety,
Oh yeah.
and the anxiety can be a form of an awakening. Are these all these kids coming in awakening and being overwhelmed by the fact that they're much more spiritual?
Right.
I want everybody to think about that because I think it's true.
Well, and here's something for you. This is my youngest, Lucy. She's 12. And of course, we're moving. So next year she'll be going to a new school.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody keeps, oh, are you worried? Are you scared? Are you? And she's like, you know.
Yeah.
So
No. Why would you? Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
so she's kind of already got that energy. Like, hey, it is what it is. Que sera, sera, and we're good to go.
Good.
Well,
It's a good attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it just seems like there's just such anxiety problems, and I still say it has to do with a lot of they're more spiritual. They're looking for deeper meaning, stuff like that. So, anyway, back to it. Your social circles might change. I know mine have changed. I've got a couple of people that are very good friends with me, and I've seen through them. And a couple of these people come in and out of my life, and I have determined that they want something.
Yeah.
And I almost want to, when I pick the phone up, I almost want to say, so what do you want?
Right.
Because I'm aware of it. And I'm a trusting soul because they're my friends, but I'm starting to see.
Yeah.
So, and it's sad to do. I've had to cut a number of people out of my life. And I just don't, you get to a point where they're draining your energy,
Yeah.
It's draining. So anyway, you may do a job shift, a job change, or just a shift in focus. So that's part of an awakening too. So think about all these people who have quit their jobs because they're awakening. Right. So yeah, this attitude is, I can't live like this anymore. Like that, I can't do this anymore. I mean, I'm at that point. I cannot do this anymore. You know exactly what I mean. I had an incident at my school and they denied a sick day to me, and I'm done. Yeah, they aren't supposed to, but they did. But I used all my days because they had to test me for COVID because I had a cough. But yet they won't give me and then they yelled at me. I'm like, oh, no. You allow people to treat you the way they treat you.
Yeah.
And when you put your boundaries up, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's part of an awakening. Okay.
Emma has a great question. Says, how long does an awakening usually last?
Every single person's different. It can be years and years and years. I just want everybody to understand that you don't just get up one day and you're awake. Had your awakening, you're done. It's because it's a slow, steady growth. And there's times when you're going to go backwards. You're going to basically, where you hit bottom again, and then you come back up, and then you go back down again. Then, and it all has to do with timing, in general timing. So, all right. So, you might feel lost or disconnected. I find that one. Now, this was a year that a lot of people, I bet you half of my callers that I've done, have said that they are just lost. Now, I have talked to you guys about this a lot. And it's when you do something that scares you. That's the only way you're going to ever get out of that feeling disconnected or lost feeling, because that is a part of an awakening. And just remember, I always tell everybody, remember that tower card's coming. So just remember, okay? Yeah. Now, all of a sudden, it just seems like, because I know I'm in the process right now of awakening again. I know I am.
Yeah.
And I know that my abilities are getting a little. I'm seeing through other people. I'm seeing through where they're my trusted friends, but I see what their motives are. Where before I used to not.
What causes? Is it stress? Is it? I mean, what causes the awakening?
It's all different stuff, but usually some type of aha moment, it could be a trauma sometimes. Like it caused for me when I started my awakening and my ability was that my mother died suddenly, and I went through a spiral because I was like, when your parent dies, you don't have anybody to make happy anymore. Did you ever realize that? You don't have your parents, you spend your whole life trying to make your parents happy. If you want to admit it or not, that is what you do.
Sure.
Okay. And all of a sudden I had nobody to tell me what to do. I had nobody, I just went around for about a year kind of going, well, now what?
Yeah.
And so it was part of my awakening. But like I said, I have you go in spurts. And there are certain ages you hit. Now, I know astrologically, you can predict them. Okay. So you can actually lay out your chart and say, let's see, right now, because I have a friend and I laid a chart out with her last year.
Yeah.
And I had, remember I told you I wanted to retire and didn't know how I was going to do it. Didn't know that I had the money available, and it just kind of worked that way. It was
you
in
were
my
being
chart.
told you were coming into money.
Yeah, exactly. They've told me many times that, oh, there's money coming. You're having a windfall. I'm going, okay, where's that from?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it happened.
It happened.
And also it's on my astrology chart between 54 and 55 years old. And so it's part of, so my suggestion is if you go to a psychic and a medium, if they've got a background in astrology, boy, it really helps.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I would be accurate with you or anything, right, Kent? I was on the money with
Only
him about
to the screws.
I know, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It scared me that I was that accurate.
Yeah.
And it was very quickly. It happened very quickly. So anyway, the thing is also when you're awakening is you find your tribe. You have to find your tribe. If those people don't feel like your tribe, and you guys should know what I mean by tribe, then look for them because you'll find them. This is the time when you're going through an awakening to find them. The people that share your like interests. And I'm not saying like viewpoints, because there could be very different viewpoints, but it's the same energy, the same vibration, all that stuff. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Anna says, do awakenings have time limits? No.
Yeah. So I'm going through an awakening, and my brain says, oh, that's coincidence, or you're going insane. Right.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I get this.
Yeah.
I get this.
So, and how do you work through that during the awakening to kind of get that out of your way?
Well, first of all, yeah, there are no coincidences. There are none.
Right.
And it's meant to be that way. And I used to think, wow, that's a coincidence. And even
Yeah,
I do the same thing. I'll be like, isn't that funny? No, it's not. It's supposed to be. Okay. You have to get rid of the skepticism and just accept it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you'll start seeing synchronicities. That's it. That's another I'm going to talk a minute about the physical things of your, hey, Michelle, hey, Shayna, the physical part of it too, because it's like, I don't know how else to describe it, but guys, I'm going through one right now. I mean, I am like, I'm not going to take people's crap anymore, and my attitude in at my job anymore. I just cannot do it.
Yeah.
And isn't it funny that I found out I had a whole heck of a lot more money sitting in one of my now that I'm turning 55, I can pull it without any problem. And I don't have to take it. And isn't that funny? Isn't that a coincidence? No, it's not. It was meant to happen that way.
So Shayna asks, and I want to know this too. Can awakenings be refused? Can you go?
Yes. Yes. To a certain point. Like if you've planned it in your chart to do this, to help other people, to do this, you're going to be pushed into it. You're going to be forced into it. Because you're supposed to be, because there is some things that are destined. Sure. Like you're like, my destiny is to be, we're doing this. I know it.
Yeah.
And any time I say no, I get kicked in the face, man. I mean, I just get kicked. And everything is screaming at me. I'm supposed to be doing this for you guys. Sure. Now, here's an interesting thing. Cause I was on TikTok earlier today, and I was talking to somebody where sometimes you can do a duet. And so I was on there talking, and she says to me, well, have you ever thought about charging and a little bit of money and having all of us coming on? Because I'm a practicing psychic also. And I said, well, that's what I mentor. I mentor a lot of psychics underneath me. And she's talking to me and she's like, you can make a whole business like that. And I said, well, I don't really want to charge much, but I do want to feature you because this is my point. I can get to them and support them, and they can get to more people. Yeah. So we are getting to everybody.
Sure.
So, and I said to her, I said, well, and we talked about the money issue. Cause I've talked to you guys about this before. You should always have an exchange of energy. It doesn't have to be money. It has to be an exchange of energy, or you're creating karmic debt. So what you need to do is, I have had people they just tell me jokes because I always put a joke on my YouTube
Hey,
channel
Jan.
when I'm reading.
Right.
So it's stuff like that, but just to let you know that way you're not creating those kind of problems,
Right.
those debt and stuff. Okay.
Right.
So back to the whole awakenings thing. I'm going to give you, because so many of these people are getting this and
Sure.
they don't know what's going on. Now with me, I had heart palpitations. I could feel my heart skip. Now my heart skipping has stopped quite a bit, but now it started in again. Everybody's like, well, you're scared. You're worried. No. There's something else.
Yeah.
I have to go with this. Now I got something out of the clear blue that one of my friends did kind of predict for me, because remember, all my friends are psychic too. Like if they'll have dreams, they'll wait. I'll get up in the morning. They'll say, hey, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Or I will get up in the morning and I will say, hey, Kent,
Right.
I know where the numbers are for the count that we've been talking about, because it has something to do with barcodes. Anyway, it's telling you that.
Right.
And I don't know why I know. I don't know how I know. I'm dreaming it. Like, yeah. So anyway, so some of these symptoms, okay, you guys, anxiety or total calm. It's like, it depends on the person. I've met some people that are going through their awakening and they're just unusually calm for the first time in their lives. And then I hear some people that are just kind of calm people, and then all of a sudden they're just nervous, and I get anxiety. So for me personally, I get it, because I start to, like, I fill up with energy, so I have to be real careful. Yeah. Okay.
Shannon says, I get the impression sometimes that people use their healing energy in their quote unquote regular jobs. It seems to give them an extra credibility, a calming quality.
You are right. And I just talked, like I said, I talked this morning to a nurse who's also a reader. And what do you think she's doing? What do you think she's doing the whole time? We're healing, So I know that when people call me for reading, they always say how calm they are after the reading. I said, because I'm an emotional healer. They feel better after being around me, correcting your energy. So you're absolutely right.
Yeah. And Jan says, how do oceans say hi to each other?
Oh, they wave. Yeah, I remember that.
Ba-da boom.
Boom. There you go. So yeah, I'm always looking for like silly, just things that I can share with people, because it's clean and yeah. So anyway, so back to this. Like, if you suffer from depression, I'm gonna tell you something. And I know it can be genetic, it can be physical, but it can also be spiritual. You might be fighting your coming into your own awakening. You might be fighting it. Don't fight it. See if it helps. Because I get this, because I kind of fought mine, because I was raised in a super, super religious home.
Yeah.
And that's what's so funny. My mom was a Bible thumping, devil chasing, evangelical Christian who died and sat on the edge of my bed and had a conversation with me. Yeah. So, I get it. I get the whole religion thing. And I fought this because I thought I didn't understand, and I thought maybe it was wrong. And I was about 2 years into my awakening, maybe 3, and went into it. Okay.
Now they're just giving you all sorts of jokes to put out there.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Michelle.
How do you get a Kleenex to dance?
Put a boogie.
Put a little boogie in.
There you go. It's okay.
I need a rim shot here.
Yeah, rim shot.
Of course, you're tuned in to 21.6 Net. This is Metaphysical Meanderings with our good friend, Master Psychic Lana Duncan Hartgraves. And this awakening topic, obviously, is stirring quite a rush out there. But reach out to her at www.enchantedskye.com. Follow her on. I get her TikToks every day. She does a reading on TikTok every day. She's out there on YouTube every day.
Yep.
You can tap into this.
And yeah, I'm doing a lot of it for free, like I said. Yep. But I keep my YouTube channel going, and I'm making a little income. Yeah. So I am getting, like, it's not a complete karmic, disassociation, I guess I would say. So, but I'm going to be teaching classes soon.
Yeah.
I'm going from teaching a bunch of middle schoolers to teaching a bunch of adults. Yeah. That's all I'm doing. Yeah. I'm just making that little shift over. I've been teaching 30 years, and it always tells me when I teach my classes, I teach it like you would be 5th or 6th grade. Sorry. I mean, I've been doing that for middle school for so long, and they say it's kind of refreshing because I'm so thorough. Right. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, we'll go with it. And what's, by the way, I don't know if I look like a teacher, but I got like 3 or 4 people on TikTok said, I knew you were a teacher. You just seem like a teacher.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know if it just
Of course,
is.
you already have some classes out
Yes,
there.
I do. I do have a few. I'm in the process right now of creating a pagan website. It's like, I am not pagan, but my friend is pagan, and he's accepting anybody with any religion. And it's already huge. He's got lots of followers. It was something that he and I thought of years ago, and I'm going to be going live on there and teaching classes. So when we get it completely functional, it's got libraries, all kinds of stuff. He's a computer expert.
Yeah, awesome.
And so we're in the process of doing that now, and I'm going to be teaching classes on there. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to be busier now than I did when I taught in the regular classroom. So
Emma says, what does it mean if you change jobs to what you've always wanted to do, but still get the waves of anxiety and other elements of an awakening? Does it mean that something else that needs to change?
Good question, Emma. That was excellent. It takes time. I say there might need to be more. Maybe it was the first step of the next step. Or I always say this when people adopt pets, give it 90 days. I don't know what the magic number is about 90 days,
right?
But it seems like things settle down. If it's still not settling down, if your soul still says, hey, I want more, or I need to do more, then go do it, because it might have just been the first step of the Tower card of getting you unstuck.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So back to all this. Yeah, I feel bad I'm not on TikTok. I promised I would be, but I'm like, I can't get it to go online today. So, technology is so wonderful, isn't it?
Well, so, we've got some folks around here too.
Yeah,
right?
just I know.
Spirits.
And anybody knows, I know they're here right now.
Oh yeah.
They are. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, and if you guys don't know what I mean, you should by now. That's so right. Anyway, I could be much more specific. Right. I just am not right now. So, yeah, I get talked to a lot. We'll put it that way. So back to what we're doing is, you might have your headaches. You might, for some reason, and for some reason, this is what I find very interesting for the people doing an awakening. They have a headache back here a lot. It's not necessarily
not a stress headache.
Yeah, it's like it's not in your third eye. Mm-hmm. It's kind of back here, and kind of like sort of like a stress headache. Yes. So it's very interesting because I've talked to a lot of people, and matter of fact, I've had 2 people that came to me in the last week, and one of them came in the house and says, "I didn't have a headache till I came to you." Gee, thanks. But I know what it's from. It's because I was correcting his energy. He was having an anxiety attack.
But he's been married to you for a long time.
No, wrong guy. But still, yeah, that's true. So anyway, so you might have heart palpitations. You might get really super touchy to sounds and touch. You might just be like, like jumpy. Something you used to like before, like maybe you just liked hearing really loud music. You can't handle it anymore. Loud sound will make you jump.
Right.
Did anyone at the station get a prior knowing about Uncle Pete? Shayna, that is a good question. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm going to say. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't go into it's kind of,
can't.
Yeah. So,
really
but yes. Can't. Yes. So it's a long story. Yeah. Anyway, he's around. Trust me, guys. You got to know I'm a medium. He's here. He's here now. Okay. That's all I can say. So if you see anything weird happening, he might be kind of quiet, but he's here. Trust me. Okay. So you might also, during your awakening, have lots of dreaming. All of a sudden, and you remember your dreams now. Okay. I got a question. I'm looking at what the question says.
Yeah. So it says, hi, Lana. Hubby seems to be shrinking, irritated. Is he wakening?
What do you mean by shrinking, Mary Jane? I don't understand.
It's cold outside.
That's funny. Okay. All right. So tell me what you mean by that, because I was just reading that. Yeah. Sometimes I'm looking at the screens too. So, okay. But anyway, all of a sudden you do lots of dreaming and you can finally remember them. You know how you knew you dreamed, you can't remember. See, look at it. I see Cat kind of I know, grimacing. Start writing them down, but you should start remembering some of them.
Uh-huh.
Is that true?
That's true.
Okay. He's having an awakening. I told him now, was that 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks? I was on a podcast, did his astrology and said you're having an awakening and it's going to be a near-death experience.
That was before Thanksgiving.
And you're going to have some type of near-death experience. And you said right to me on the camera, is it me? I'm like, nah, it could be somebody near you.
Yeah.
Well, so we know what happened. And so anybody that doesn't believe in that astrology,
that's right.
You need to be looking at that too.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to some of these awakening things. You may all suddenly start having some ability, prophetic, discerning. You might see through people's crap, you know, and that you didn't see before. And you're like, I had an aha moment recently. I'm telling you, with somebody, I can see what's going on with this person. They only want, they're using me, and they only come around and they act like they're my best friend when they want something. It took me 3 years to see it. Now my friends told me they were doing it, but I didn't believe them.
Yeah.
And now I see it. Do you know what I'm saying? And Scott, like I said, I'm in the process of an awakening because it has to do with retirement, because I know I'm supposed to be exactly where I'm supposed to be now.
Yeah.
So so you see how, and this is my awakening. It went like this. And now it's going, you see what I'm saying? It's not a steady incline. It goes all over the place.
Right.
But you're making progress. You thought when I'm 30 and now I'm 55, I'm like this. It's like it's way up here, but it's going to go back and forth, and I'm going to have bad days, and I'm going to have, things that push me forward if I want to or not, because it is destiny. There is a destiny, because, it's so funny that when I had somebody read me, the first thing they pull is the destiny. It's a destiny card. I'm supposed to be doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So, okay. So anyway, so you might be touching your sound, right? And you have an inner knowing. You just know. You can't tell yourself why you know, but you do. You just do. And anybody that's been through an awakening that's gotten to a certain point understands what I'm saying. If you're not quite, maybe you started your awakening and you're not quite there yet, but when you get to a certain point, you will know what I'm talking about. Like, you just know. Like, I know I'm not supposed to be there where I'm at anymore. I'm supposed to walk. This is it. You get to a point where they've pushed you just enough and you just said, nope, I'm done,
Yeah.
And how do you know? I just know, okay. So what do we got on here? We've got a couple of comments. I cannot read them.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mary Jane just says, well, he seems to be like going within and physically looks smaller for her husband.
That was one, Mary Jane, that's one of my awakening signs. You either suddenly you're always extroverted, now you're introverted.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're introverted, now you're suddenly extroverted. I know for me, I'm an extremely extroverted person, but I've become much more introverted. I'm more like, I'm going to size this person up, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. And I'm much more cautious because I'm becoming aware of what's going more around me and it's not that I'm just trusting as much as I'm discerning.
Right.
And that's part of my own journey. All of you guys got your own journey. You're all going to be different. Every single human being is going to have a different journey and a different type of awakening and a different type of skill. Remember that. I've gone through this like for the last 2 years telling you guys that everybody's got their own gift. Everybody thinks they want to be a medium. Well, you might not be a medium. Well, that one's the best one. I had somebody say that. I'm like, no, it's not. It's just that I can see and hear. Yeah. Maybe you can feel, and it's different and it's okay.
Yeah.
But don't expect to be just like somebody else. Okay. What else we got?
Yeah, so Marco says that metal coins and agate gemstones stick like metal on his body at the crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar plex chakras. What does that mean? It means your diet's strong in iron. No.
There's a reason that you must be actually giving off energy.
Yeah. So he says
you have to be.
So most of his family members and friends and society here in Saudi Arabia dislike me for being spiritual and this thing I mentioned previously.
And that's okay. That's okay, Marco.
Yeah.
I know that I have a very acidic body, that I wear the color on my clothing around the edges all the time. And it's part of, I would consider a spiritual awakening, because it's your vibration is lifting, and it's a vibration that must closely resemble a magnet, because it has you do know that magnets have a higher vibration,
Right.
that cause them to be attracted to metal. So you are lifting your vibration. That has to be what's going on for you. Okay?
And Wendy, good morning, sister, says Shane, I knew 2 weeks before his departure. He's my firstborn. Yeah, so that's Pete's mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then Shayna asked a good question for you. How would you know it's not just pattern recognition or life experience?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's that inner knowing. I don't know how to describe it. Kit, I told you you're in awakening, but did I have to tell you that?
No.
Exactly.
No. It's like, yeah. It's like I was there, but not there, and then you're like, "Hey, you're there," and I'm like,
Well,
"Oh,
when
no,
I
no."
come in, I can tell sometimes what
Yeah.
I know when things
Yeah.
are up. There's been times I've texted, so how's it going, Ken?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Because I can pick up on him, and I'm like,
There's a lot of times I'm like, I just want to lie to her.
can't lie to me. I know.
I know.
So, I just pick up on stuff, and especially when you're in my inner circle, you have to understand he's in my inner circle. He's my producer. So I know stuff. I sense stuff. I dream stuff. I get told stuff. I repeat back stuff. And like, it's just a knowing. But good thought, because is it a pattern? It's not a pattern. That's the good thing about an awakening. It doesn't follow an absolute pattern, because everybody's different. And I would say, if you think that it's going to go like a step here and a step here and a step here, it doesn't do that.
Right.
Because you may take a tumble and then come back up again, and it's like, there's all kinds of life situations that cause it too.
Yeah.
That cause you to be able to do all this. So, and trauma is the biggest one. I don't care what anybody says. I just, I've never met an empath who hasn't been through trauma. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I've never met one that didn't understand where someone else is because of their trauma. Okay. PTSD or whatever it may be. Okay. So, back to a couple of these, you're like, you might even start to, and if you're having an awakening, eat differently.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I am starting to eat. I cannot eat any sugar, any fat,
I'm that way too.
I just can't do it anymore. And I'm starting to have a little bit of weird, like, gallbladder, something's a little up, and I've never had any issues before. And as long as I eat clean, though, I don't have any issues.
Yeah. Hang in there, folks. We've got a few more minutes. We always take about the last 15 minutes of each show you can ask a specific question. And Lana will do her best to answer that.
I will try.
Lot of listeners, a lot of energy.
Yes, there is. There's a lot of people.
You just got to be with us.
Yep. So you may develop more empathy. If you're in an awakening, all of a sudden it's like you get other people.
Yeah.
Okay. And you might develop deep empathy for animals also in nature. You might need to be in nature more. All of a sudden you yell at somebody for littering, where you're like, oh, I didn't care. Let's go throw those out the can. And all of a sudden you're like, why are you doing that? Go put that away.
Or watch your pets, right? Your pets will be drawn to you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I had a guy yesterday, and he always says that he's got somebody following him, and that he's like, and I said, my cat jumped up on his lap and I go, if you really think there's something wrong with you, my cat would know, because that cat has been through, this is the cat that got attacked by the coyote. And he is like the world's friendliest cat. And like, there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
Because he was questioning, he's in an awakening. He's questioning if he's crazy. He's like, maybe I'm schizophrenic. And I said, no, I don't think he's schizophrenic. I've known him for 2 years. I just have watched, he's young, and I've watched him make progress. And he is doing the same thing, you guys. He's doing this up and down and up and down, and having anxiety and dreams. And so just to let you know. Okay.
Yeah, Panta says, I had my first awakening at 28. It's so difficult to explain. It is like everything happens again, but then you can recognize it and you act better. You also know stuff and you dream like being awake.
Yes. Yeah. It's like you're in a dream, sort of, but it's you watching yourself.
Yeah.
That makes,
Yeah.
I think that's what she's trying to say. I think, because I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
You have more appreciation for just everything, and you're everything. You're appreciative. You have gratitude for a lot of things you didn't realize you had the gratitude until you really think about it. It's growing spiritually, and you also need more downtime. You need more downtime now. That's why I keep saying that the whole country is going through an awakening, and you guys have to watch my predictions for the next year, because they're coming, and the stuff that is good. I'm seeing a lot of good coming out of a lot of this.
Hallelujah, it's about time.
Yeah, tell me about it.
All right, folks. When we get to the questions, hang on to your questions. Here's the new thing that Lana and I are going to ask. Okay. Is that if you ask a question, she answers it on air. Go like and follow her on TikTok and on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram. Right? It just help her out.
Help me out.
And follow her. Because if you want to know today, I'm telling you, every day she goes out and does a reading, and she is on social media. So I always look forward to the card readings. It always
the daily
helps.
one, and they're always weirdly accurate, aren't they?
They are.
They were accurate for myself, and because I pull them for myself, but I go, okay, if you're listening, you're supposed to hear this.
Yep.
And so, and it'll literally go on your feed. So, and it's just, and a lot of times people will, the day after, they'll flip back and look at the reading.
I've done that.
Have you? And it was accurate, wasn't it?
Or if I've missed it, because you're busy or whatever, and then it comes across my stream, and I'm like, oh, well, let me see. Oh, yeah, right.
I find it interesting on TikTok. They're calling me their spiritual fairy godmother. Yes. I laughed so hard when somebody told me that I'm like, hey, that's a good name. I'll start calling myself that.
I was wondering why you were calling yourself that.
Yes, because a couple people referred to me like that. And they said, I've been referred to before, as they feel like I'm their auntie.
Yeah.
And they're like, and I'm like, okay. And so I just kind of go with it. So I'm like,
that's awesome.
That's why I refer to it that way, because it was just kind of humorous that someone said that. So anyway, like I said, you might become more introverted or extroverted if you're having your awakening. Pay attention to yourself. You're having tons and tons of deja vu, tons of it. And you're, oh my God, I dreamed this, because you are in the right spot where you're supposed to be at the right time. And that is your soul telling you, kind of like putting the little mark. Oh, yep, that's right. I'm in the right spot. That's literally what deja vu is.
Yeah.
So, because remember, you planned everything right down to your fingernails. You planned everything. So it's just a mark in your journey. Okay. So you may need more sleep, or you may not be able to sleep. So which is it for you?
More sleep, I think.
More sleep?
I've been going. I'm like, oh, I got to go to bed.
Yep. And it's one or the other. And you just notice your sleep patterns are different. Now, for me, I just took a vitamin D shot and a vitamin B12, and I feel like $1,000,000. So if you guys see I'm really super energetic, it's because I'm very low in vitamin D, and I went a couple months too long without my shot, and I felt lousy. And I feel so much better. You guys, seriously, if you guys can find a place that does them, there's a place up in Wisconsin, a couple of different places that you can get a liquid vitamin D shot. And you feel so much better, because we're always low here in the Midwest in vitamin D, because we don't have enough sunshine. So anyway, so your life suddenly has meaning again. You've been depressed, your life sucks, and you're like, I hate my life. And all of a sudden your life has meaning, and you know your purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know your purpose. Now, if you want to keep going the other direction from your awakening, you can fight it. I mean, in some situations, you're not going to be able to fight it. It's going to happen no matter what. But there are times when you're making some progress and you fight it. That's where your depression starts, because you have to go with it. Just go with it, All right. So it's gradual, you have to go. Here's an interesting thing that I need to write a book about this. I got to get my book out. I've got my coloring book coming out soon, by the way. I'm doing a spiritual coloring book it's got tarot symbols and all kinds of fun stuff. Anyway, you have to go through a grieving process of your old self. Now that it might sound kind of strange, but it isn't, because your old self, because you're realizing that was not the real you the whole time, but what you were told to be. And you're going to realize how much time you wasted not being the real you, trying to make society happy, trying to make other people happy. So you have to go through the grieving process. Okay. It's like the total self discovery, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now listen to this is what I'm coming up with as I'm delving into this. I'm coming up with like 8 different stages. It's kind of like stages of grief. You know what I'm talking about, the stages of grief, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're in disbelief in belief. You're like, no way. Like I've got my, my soul's growing. I'm becoming, I have some intuitive ability. Oh my God. Then you got your anger because you're mad at yourself for not realizing or having society tell you that you can't.
That's true.
So you end up being mad.
Yep.
Then you've got your ego inflates. I'm sorry, this is true. This goes for everybody. All of a sudden you're like, ooh, I'm awesome. Look at me, what I can do. You're going for a tower moment. But it happens to everybody. Be aware of it. You start having a big ego because you're like, oh, well, look what I can do all of a sudden. Okay. Be aware of it, because there comes the tower. The tower will rip you apart. Something will happen, will bring you back to earth. Okay. So then you've got the next step is acceptance of others and their viewpoints. That's huge. You get to a point, because I will admit I've been like, I went backwards because I was just I'm a progressive. I will admit it. But I was very angry at my other people that didn't agree with me. That's all I'm going to say. And you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm at a point now, I don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't care. You can have your viewpoint. Don't force it on me. That is your viewpoint. And you do get to a point where you go backwards a little bit. And that's normal. You're human, right? So the next one is realizing your interconnectedness and the service that you have to do to somebody, with somebody, for somebody. Okay. That's your next step. Last step is 7th step is letting go completely and processing it. You're processing it and you're synthesizing it. You're like, okay, I can do this. I'm okay. I'm not that wonderful. I'm not better than any other human being, but this is me. This is who I am. I'm processing it. And the last one's acceptance. Okay. So once you get to those, and it's almost like the stages of grief, but it's different.
Yeah.
It's the spiritual awakening stages.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. It's about that time.
Yeah.
Dr. Victor, that's all I'll say. Adapohu.
Ooh,
says, any career predictions for the next 6 months for me?
I think you might go in a different direction. Are we talking a doctorate or a doctor? Because I feel like there's a slightly different change in your career path. Not a huge change, but a slightly different one, and an opportunity coming to you in April. Okay?
Yeah. Awesome. Marco says, sad how most of your family, friends, and society try to make you look crazy or try to scare you, threatening you that you are demonic and anti-religion, although I believe I have better understanding. So true.
Yep. And you know what I say to Marco? If you will go on my YouTube, you'll see angels. You can't deny that's what they are. And that was the first one. I've had so many people say, well, they're questioning if I'm demonic. Well, one, I don't believe in demons. And 2, we want to see the angels. So go look. I truly think that they appeared on there to validify what I do.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I really do. Yeah. So I haven't had any on now for about a month.
Yeah.
But usually when I'm taping, they'll be flying. And if you slow them down, they're doing this.
Yeah, you can see.
See them.
It's amazing.
Wings and everything. Yes.
Yep.
So
May, that's what I say. Will my family finance situation improve?
Not until like mid-year. There'll be an improvement around June, I believe. I am supposed to tell you to keep vigilant watch of all the finances and everything coming in and out. Nothing spent, nothing saved, nothing gained, nothing. Just keep a really tight look on, just like almost like a lockdown on your finances, and you'll be okay. I'm supposed to tell you that. Okay.
Anna, good morning, says, will my procedure go well this Wednesday, and will they find any complications?
Anna, is this your only procedure? Are they going to have to do another procedure? Because I feel like there's another procedure, but it'll go okay. But I feel like there's another one, and I'm not sure why I feel that. So let me know Anna's called me before, so I've talked to Anna, so I kind of know her situation.
Dr.
Dr.
Victor, he says, yeah,
public health
he's
doctor.
a public health doctor.
You're going to go in a different slight direction.
Needs more money.
Oh, okay. More
Job
money
with
and
more
more pay.
pay.
You're going to go in a slightly different, like a specialization. Okay.
Yep. Brenda says, will I get my own place by the end of January 2022?
Yeah, by 20. Oh, I was going to say, all right. I was like, that's not going to happen for a while. Yes. It actually, Brenda, it's going to be before that. It'll be for the end of 2022. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Emma says, I changed jobs to work in mental health, but my self-doubt, anxiety keeps taking over and telling me I can't do it. Is this something that I'll be able to overcome, or do I need to change careers again?
No, you have to do self-talk. Now, I'm Emma, what's your sign? Are you a water sign? Because water signs, if you've got a heavy water sign somewhere, you always doubt yourself. Like, you just don't have any confidence. It's like, I don't know why. It's a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a
don't say Cancer.
Cancer.
I've got a lot of self.
Yeah, I know, and it's normal. Now remember, it could be your sun sign, your rising sign, or your moon sign. It's one of those playing. I'm a Pisces moon. My Sag is so overwhelming, my Pisces moon, so my self-doubt isn't as bad, but yeah, I still got it too. So I get it, Pisces, Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Mary Jane says, Lana, will the work here at my hubby's house be done soon?
I would say by March 1st. Is that soon? I don't know. I say it's around that.
I think that's soon. Depends what you're doing. And of course, yes.
Marissa, give me a call. I know who Marissa is.
Go to enchantedsky.com.
Yes, I'll be driving home now, but I'll be over. I'll set some time for you. So just give me a call on the cell. Okay.
There you go.
It's on my website, you guys. So okay.
James says, will I get a pay raise at work due to future promotion?
Yes, it won't be as much as you want, but it won't be bad. I think it won't be. I think it's actually not too bad. In my viewpoint, it's not.
Nice.
So, okay.
Panta, someone owes me some money. I wonder if I will ever get it back. What do you think? It's not a small amount.
Panta, I need to know the name. I want to say no, but maybe you'll get part of it, because I got to know who it is. Give me a more specific thing. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Yesenia, good morning. Will the job readiness curriculum for offenders be successful? I'm a senior probation officer and plan on teaching this to my offenders.
Yes, very much so. You were supposed to be doing it.
Awesome.
It's part of the age of Aquarius. We're overhaul. You have to understand, this world is overhauling itself. There's not the prison system's even gonna change.
The world is
changing
not just
quickly.
America, right?
And within you're gonna see huge strides in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Watch my podcast when I do my predictions, because they're just bombarding me at night with stuff, and it's not bad stuff. I mean, there's some that's kind of, but it has to happen. It has to.
Yeah. PT Chris says, I feel lost, depressed, and suffering through anxiety. Will 2022 be better for me?
Keep searching, because you're in your awakening, my darling.
That's it.
Keep looking, and it's all about you this year. A 6 is it's 2022. If you add it together, it's a 6. A 6 is about home, family, and making your own self happy. So yes.
Yep.
And let it happen. Let what happened happens. Quit worrying and fighting it. I feel like you're fighting it. Okay.
There you go. Anne says, do you see a reconnection with my male friend Bob and future friendship? We have been friends for years and something happened.
Yes, but it's going to be a while. It may be up to more than a year, but there will be a reconnection. I want to say you might run into him somehow. Something like you run into him, and then you start talking, and you realize how silly some of it kind of was, or something like that. Okay.
Fantastic. Of course, if you like what you hear, follow, subscribe out there, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Help Lana out as well, right? Which is great. Anna says she'll give you a call a little bit later. Okay. Hi there. I'm applying to a job this upcoming week as a cultural indigenous helper. Will I get it? Asks Jan.
I would like your job. That would be cool. Yes, I don't know if it's that job. I know you're going to be working in that kind of a program, though. I want to say they're going to offer you something else similar,
Hmm,
something like it. Think about it, but it's something you will be doing that though. You are supposed to be doing it. Okay.
awesome. Awesome. Susie, yes, I was to start a new job tomorrow that I thought was going to be great. It fell through, and I need to find something ASAP this week. What do you see me getting next, and when? Thanks.
There's something significant in 2 weeks. I want to say there might be something from another job that you had applied for or something coming back to you because there's something's coming from your past around. Okay, that's all I know. It's coming from like so it might be like you've already applied for the job or you've worked there before or they saw your resume and called you. And I want to say some of this is just you're clear out of the blue. So
Yes.
be looking and just let that happen.
Awesome.
Okay.
Tamberly says, will I receive what I'm asking for in divorce court in February?
Yes, I know this is crazy. I want to say you might even get a little more. Yes, you
Oh,
will.
nice.
There's a lot of dickering. They're going to go back and forth a lot yet. Um, I don't know. I don't know who's going back and forth. I just see that they go back and forth,
Okay.
and it's not even in February. It's going to be more like April or May. But yes, you will get what you want. Okay.
Panta says his name is Awen, and I guess I hope I said that right. And he was
Ewan.
my driving instructor. I gave him some money, and he would give it back, but he doesn't answer my phone calls.
I feel like you will get part of it back. You won't ever get all of it. Sorry, Panda.
Will my husband get his ideal job soon?
What do you mean by soon?
Near Chanel?
I want to say it's a good year and a half off till he really, really gets what he wants. But I think he's gonna have to take something else in the meantime.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I really likes Bob. She says, thank you, but do you see a relationship maybe happening for me and Bob in a year?
Oh.
I meant more relationship than friends. Hubba hubba.
um. Honestly, I think you'll be friends. I don't know if it's going to develop into that. I will never say never when it comes to relationships because you have to have two willing partners and you can predict it and then someone can change their mind. So for right now, I don't see that. I see friends. Okay.
Good place to start, though. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Here is our good friend Ida.
Hi, Ida.
Atlanta, hello. I have a very, very important question. Please tell me honestly. And if you can't tell her on the air, then reach out to her privately. I just found out I'm pregnant. Will it be a healthy pregnancy and the baby will stay?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be? It's a boy, I believe. It's boy energy, male energy. So if it's a you've had you know what they're gonna keep, they're gonna be watching you very closely. I'm gonna light you a candle, darling. Yeah. All right, everybody out there, we're gonna pray. We're gonna pray for her tonight. That's because you know what? Praying works. She carries that baby, it's a boy. I do feel you will have it a little early though, Ida, but not real early. It's not gonna be a preemie. But it's gonna be sooner than you thought you would have it. And yeah, it's a boy.
And all the
it's a boy,
vibes,
and they're blonde. Right? It's a blonde little boy with thick blonde hair.
Oh,
because nice. I can see it. So
really, from the Netherlands, thick blonde hair, huh?
She's from the Netherlands. Oh, see, I didn't know. Right. I don't know. Yes, you are going to carry it. And do you have a child already? Because there's 2 kids. There's a girl too. Do you have a girl? If not, you're gonna have one. So anyway, just thought I would tell you. And trust me, I when it comes to pregnancy, because I can see the other side. I can see who's standing there waiting to come. Just to let you know. Okay.
There it is. Right. Tracy says, will I get a new job opportunity with more money this month?
No. If you are going to get something, you need to be applying and don't give up. I want to say there's something, if you nag them, we're looking more at like March or April, you're nagging them, they'll give it to you. Then you'll be happy and they're going to like you because of your tenacity. Okay.
Love it. I love it. We got about 2 minutes, folks. Time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Again, if she's answered your question, please like her, follow her, subscribe out there on all of her social media, YouTubes, TikToks, you name it, Instagram, Facebook. It will help out tremendously. Yes. Rachel Z comes in and says, will the treatment I had earlier this month be successful for me?
Are you being treated for pregnancy? Just a thought. I don't know why I say that. Um, a treatment. I want to say yes, but it has to be done one more time. That's why I said that. It seems like that's something has to be done again. But yes, or a follow up or something. There's something with that. So yeah, okay. Um, it's interesting that I picked that up like that. So anyway, um,
all right,
yeah, it will be.
here we go. Yesenia
One more.
says, Yesenia, well, where'd you go, Yesenia? Yesenia says, will I meet the man I'm marrying soon? And any children?
How soon is soon? Um, you have a just significant relationship happening. You've got a couple of people you're going to see casually, but your big one's coming in 2 years.
2 years.
Yes, children.
That's soon. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. That's going to do it for us and this episode of Metaphysical Meanderings. If we didn't get to your question, don't worry. Reach out to www.enchantedsky with an ESKYE.com, and she can give you a personal reading, 15 minutes, half hour, 2 days, whatever
She's
you
already
need.
contacted me.
That's
Yeah.
it. Absolutely. And thanks for tuning in. Remember, like and follow us too here at 216net. Thanks for getting caught in the net, real life internet radio. We will see you later.